hasn't learned a lesson yet.
Davey Richards has been quoted as saying that he is not going to bring El Generico out of his funk here tonight. He's the type of guy, Davey Richards, that beats people into a depression. So El Generico could definitely be worse than ever at the end of this matchup, thanks to Davey Richards.
Be it his strikes, with the kicks, with the punches, the forearms to the back of the head. Davey Richards is so dangerous inside the ring. As soon as he can lock on that Kimura, he can force his opponent to tap out. Known for the DR driver, dropping his opponent right on his head. The butterfly brainbuster. There's so many weapons in Richards' arsenal that El Generico needs to be 100% focused on Richards tonight and not even be thinking about his former tag team partner.
Side headlock by Richards. Generico would create distance up and over. And Richards with a takedown. Right into the cross arm breaker, and Generico quickly into the ropes. You could very easily dislocate an elbow, separate his shoulder, do a lot of damage. That left arm, and Shane Hagedorn again. That huge grin, that obnoxious, overbearing grin from Shane Hagedorn.
I'm very happy about Hagedorn too. He's got Davey Richards under contract. He sees big things. He sees dollar signs in Davey Richards.
Now, what does Shane Hagedorn bring to the table here to enhance Davey Richards to be even better than he would have been on his own?
He's a great motivator. He's a great coach at ringside. Shane Hagedorn is a very valuable asset. He's a integral part of the American Wolves becoming World Tag Team Champions and holding on to those titles. It's always great to have someone in your corner to motivate you, to calm you down at the right moment. We've seen Davey Richards lose his temper on many occasions, and it's Hagedorn as the voice of reason to calm him down.
Let's check this out. El Generico showing some hesitation here. Cabana out here to try to psych Generico up, help him out a little bit. And that's what Cabana's role has been for the past month and a half or so towards El Generico, trying to keep his head focused, the head of Generico on straight and on business, on his career. As you say, Prazak, it's very difficult to do, but he has to bounce back. He has to move on. And Cabana out here to help out. Cabana, the mediator, attempted to, at least, between Generico and Steen. That broke down quickly. But Cabana hopefully cheering on Generico to a big win, because that could be what Generico needs to be back to his old self.
Had the advantage right there on Richards. Couldn't take himself off his feet with that arm drag, but does on the second attempt. And you asked the purpose of Shane Hagedorn at ringside, the very same reason that Cabana's out here in the corner of Generico, to give advice to motivate him.
And Generico in the corner. Certainly moments like that with the crowd in unison by your side, behind you, has got to motivate El Generico, has got to at least help get him out of this depression. But so much more has to be done. Davey Richards begging off. You do not see that often.
He's asking for a timeout. Give the man a moment to recover. Come on.
There's no timeouts in professional wrestling.
And there should.
Well, take that up with Cornette. For the the ride goes Davey, and Generico catches him high right underneath the chin. A cover, but could not put him away.
These two men were on opposite sides of the second ladder war in Ring of Honor history. Glory by Honor last year here in this very building. American Wolves against Steen and Generico in that matchup. The Wolves came out with a victory despite the severely injured elbow of Eddie Edwards during the course of that contest.
And some pinpoint to Steen's attitude in that match, being motivated primarily by revenge, as a contributing factor to where Steen and Generico are now. But Richards putting Generico where he is now, that's flat on his back off the second rope.
It's the Wolves that took out the knee of El Generico. They love working over the knees of various tag team wrestlers in the ROH roster. And Generico was one of those men sidelined in the hands of the Wolves in a steel chair. They're very dangerous men. Bottom line.
Reverse chin lock, and Richards has his own body weight over top of Generico. Generico making being made to carry his own body weight as well as Davey Richards, which certainly makes it that much tougher to power out and leverage your way free. Generico needed to turn to the side and get to the rope, and that's what he does. But Richards does the damage. He has such a strong grasp. When he has you in tight there, when he has you compacted in his own body, there's so much power behind what he does.
Richards getting better with each and every outing. After spending some time training in Japan, he came back from the ROH competition at the top of his game, in the best physical shape of his life. Successful as part of the tag team of the American Wolves, winning the World Tag Team Championship, and now the future looks so bright for Davey Richards in professional wrestling, and he'll take on anybody, even that guy in the crowd.
Well, that's losing focus right there.
He'll fight him and Generico at the same time. He's that good.
Well, I don't think he should ever shortchange Generico. Some have. Steen may be one of them. Carino may be one of them, who went as far as to call Generico a leech, but Generico certainly does not live up to that moniker, but got caught with the back kick by Richards. Again, Daisy Generico takes him down. Generico wasn't able to really build off of that properly. It goes back to the psychological edge and the lack thereof.
Exchanging shots. Able to plant Davey with a body slam.
Davey trying to create some distance on the outside, and Generico now maybe finding it here, maybe discovering that inner fire as he follows Richards to the outside and takes it to him. Back and forth, and if you can match strikes with Davey, you've done something.
Going after that arm and shoulder first, down across the edge of the ring frame. That is all steel and wood, and it did a lot of damage to El Generico's arm and his shoulder upon impact right there. If he can get the action back inside the ring, we could be one Kimura away from Richards coming out with a victory.
Generico hit arm and shoulder first, and his entire body bounced off of that wooden and metal surface. And now Generico on the outside, bouncing off a lot of other solid substances here. There's a guardrail, there's a barely protected floor here. A lot of damage to be done. The guardrail, he goes, and a funnel through kick sends Generico into the front row.
We saw those barricade covers, the sharp edges, tear up the back of Brian Kendrick earlier on tonight. So the very same thing take place right here. He's using those barricades as a weapon against Generico. Putting that guy in his place. Multitasking.
Generico is trying to create some distance here, trying to get a reprieve, do anything he can. I think Generico has regained at least a degree of that fighting spirit and a degree of that intensity that he's been missing these past couple of months, but at the expense of his health possibly. It may be too little too late, as Davey Richards has just picked apart the left arm and shoulder of Generico, the weaker limb, to create many, many potential openings. And when you're Davey Richards, you don't need that much of an opening to capitalize.
Putting so much pressure on that shoulder right there, has his arm trapped. Big smile on the face of Davey Richards as he pulls back on the other arm. Generico could be forced to give it up right here.
Almost a version.
Like, how can you even reach the ropes from this position? Both of his arms are trapped. having to carry all of Davey Richards' body weight to try to maneuver himself toward the ropes to force a break.
Well, Generico didn't have any hands free, but he had a foot, and he was able to will himself to get to that bottom rope. Generico is still alive here despite a severely injured arm and shoulder. But Richards knows where to focus.
Continuing to target the shoulder of El Generico.
Richards has tunnel vision right now. He sees the proverbial bullseye, and he keeps on firing away.
Leg drop across the arm. More pressure put on the shoulder right here, barring the arm. And Generico shaking his head no, he's not giving it up. Todd Sinclair asking if he's had enough.
Generico reaching for a rope again.
The Generico supporters in attendance trying to give him some encouragement here as Richards stays on the shoulder.
Well, the last thing Generico wants here would be to potentially submit. That would certainly be another deflating moment in his career, and Generico still has some fire, still fights back with the clotheslines. Generico, high elevation, back body drop.
I have to admit, I'm not seeing many mind setbacks coming into play as far as Generico's concerned. He is completely focused on his opponent tonight.
I think we've seen Generico evolve really just in this match here. We've seen him progress forward. And now Generico sends Richards hard to the outside. Rough landing for Davey, and this may be the old El Generico. If Generico can get the win here tonight, I think the return may be full circle. Check this out, heel to the outside. Spreads his body weight for maximum impact, coming down hard on Davey Richards. But Generico is feeling and favoring the arm and shoulder. I think he re-aggravated it, but still, it may have been worth it.
Yeah, he could have done a little bit more damage to his arm, executing that maneuver. But the adrenaline is flowing through his body. He's back on his feet, needs to get Richards inside and go for the win. The Olay chant goes up here in New York City.
Generico
Opting not to go for a cover, instead to the top rope.
could be a mistake, but he's feeling momentum. Got the cross body, the deep hook. Generico, no.
2.5.
And that's a win that you want to see El Generico get. That's a win that El Generico needs, and he was less than half a count away.
Richards trying to pull himself up by the ring ropes.
You can tell Richards is dazed right now, far away look in his eye, just trying to shake the cobwebs free, but Generico staying on him. Richards elbows free.
He needs to go back to work on that shoulder if he can. They're jockeying for position here.
But now Richards on the defensive. The driver, the hook, no.
Only gets 2.
Again, about as close as you can get, and Generico can finally feel this thing. With Cabana on the outside, willing him on, El Generico could hit the next plateau of his career, the next step in a post-Kevin Steen world here tonight.
For the Yakuza kick, but Richards able to get his feet up first. Single-handed knuckle lock, overhand chop from the masked man. Back to work on the arm. Fujiwara armbar cinched in.
And that can again hyperextend an elbow. Generico rolls through with the pressure. And now tries to elevate Richards with a counter. It's crunch time here. You can sense something big is about to happen.
Going for the brainbuster, but blocked. Back to the Fujiwara armbar. Pressure on that shoulder. He's focused on it the entire match. Generico tried to maneuver his way out of it, get to the ropes, but Richards really wrenching up on the hold.
And Generico again to the ropes, a last salvation. But how much longer can he hang on? With the pain that he is in, the arm is almost immobile at this point. And Richards, you know, will not let up until this match is done.
He's got to be thinking about the Kimura at this point. If he can cinch that in the center of the ring, he's got the win. And he is intent on pulling out that victory. The first several kicks right to the chest into that shoulder region. Oh, Generico.
Rapid fire. All focused on one specific part of the body. The follow-through, however, Generico counters, chopping with the good arm.
Firing back on Richards. Generico looking focused himself.
Not enough strength in the arm to get the whip off. Richards reversed. Generico comes right back in, caught, elevated. Lance head in there first in the corner.
Took the chance going for the Yakuza kick, and Richards just cradled that leg and suplexed him into the turnbuckles. And now momentum, here comes Richards.
Ouch. A lariat, a cover, and that's no.
Very close, but Generico got the shoulder up. A tremendous back and forth contest between both of these men. Who wants the victory more?
And we are certainly seeing the side of Generico we have not seen over the past 2 months. But we're also seeing the killer instinct in Davey Richards that is always prevalent. Which of these states of mind will win out?
Oh, he just spit in his face, trying to get that psychological advantage that he was hoping to have for the entire match.
And the Kawada kicks to the head. But Generico still not backing down. The spit to the face, I think, only further woke up Generico. The kick.
Went for the alarm clock, but blocked. Dragon screw.
Huge boot.
Half Nelson suplex.
Richards with the brain buster. And both men are down. With the last bit of energy and adrenaline in each man, the other is taken down, and we are at a stalemate here at the 8th anniversary.
Todd Sinclair administering the double count on both wrestlers. Who's going to be able to get back to their feet first? Such a physical contest here. Richards back to his feet. He's got to go for the Kimura. Another arm-based submission to capitalize on all the damage he has done to the arm and the shoulder. No, he's thinking about the shooting star. A change in the game plan. Rather than go for the submission win, he's going to try to put him away with the shooting star press and pin him.
I think Richards is going for style points here. He's going to prove a point, but Generico catches him.
For that brainbuster on the turnbuckle, but Richards trying to fight his way out of this position. Lands a few shots on Generico.
Going for it one more time. Richards trying to fight to keep the arm from going behind the neck. Generico has in position, but again, Richards counters and goes right for the weak arm. And that was enough. Richards had created the opening all match long, and it saved him from a loss. Here we go, the nobody home of the shooting star.
Generico rolls out of the way, looking for the Yakuza kick in the corner.
Boom, picture perfect.
Now gonna go for the brainbuster. This is not looking good for Richards if Generico can nail this.
Does Generico have it in him? Does he have it in the arm and shoulder? Richards is still fighting.
Brutal headbutts.
Generico is off balance.
And Richards looking to capitalize on that. Positioning him back up on the top turnbuckle. Superplex coming up from Davey Richards.
Generico, elbow to the back of the neck. Richards now precariously perched, now in the tree of woe. And Generico is on the other side. We will be seeing coast to coast here. Unbelievable.
18 feet across the ring, cover.
That's done. No.
Davey Richards kicks out. What will it take for one of these two men to pull home the win?
Generico had 18 feet of momentum behind that flip drop kick, but it wasn't enough to keep Davey Richards down.
Generico hasn't been able to hit the brainbuster as of yet.
You can see, you can feel the appreciation from this jam-packed crowd here tonight.
Generico needs to follow up. Richards is looking lifeless at this point. If he can hit that brainbuster and go for the cover, we could see Generico pull home the win. If Davey can get a hold of that arm once again and lock in the Kimura, he could have the win. It's still anybody's ball game.
Absolutely true. Generico maybe going back to that brainbuster one more time.
Missing Richards up top. Generico is determined to hit this maneuver.
Hasn't worked the first 2 times.
Richards fighting it off. Back to work on the arm. Pounding away on the shoulder.
Sunset bomb attempt. Generico holds on somehow.
Here comes Richards.
Can he hold on a second time? No! The German from the top. The second German. Beautiful bridge. That's all. No, again. Generico kicks out.
Oh, what a kick from Richards! Cover!
Another near fall.
Kimura!
The Kimura lock. And Generico is trapped. Center of the ring. Reverses. Shoulders are down. No.
Cross arm breaker cinched in.
Fight, Generico. Fight. Generico needs this. But it was just too much.